Welcome back, movie lovers. I am Josh.
And I am Chris.
And with our powers combined, we are Garner Brothers movie lovers. Today, we're going to talk about The Lost City. The movie is about an author of
romance novels.
Yes, all of her novels also include, like, adventures searching for lost treasure or something. And she's kidnapped from a bearded little boy who takes her to find a treasure in real life. And that's the movie.
Because she's researched her book so well that she can find real life treasure. The film stars Sandra Bullock, of course, and Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe is the bearded little boy. Gosh. Your laughing is really contagious.
It's making me sweat.
And Brad Pitt for 5 minutes.
Best 5 minutes of the movie, though.
They are really the best 5 minutes. The film is directed by Aaron and Adam Nee. So they've done it. Hollywood has finally done it. A jungle movie that does not star Dwayne Johnson. I didn't know that they could do it, but they did it.
Let's talk the music.
Oh yeah, the film's score is by Pinar Toprak. She also scored Captain Marvel. This music was really good.
It was really good.
It's the kind of score that draws attention to itself, which a lot of big films in Hollywood these days are trying to avoid. But this score draws attention to itself many times, and every time it did, I was happy it did, because it sounds great. It sounds great.
It's beautiful. It's really impressive music. Usually you do a bunch of research on the music beforehand, but you weren't able to.
No, it hasn't.
Because they didn't release it.
Hasn't been released yet.
Is that a thing that people... why would they do that?
Well, they usually release the music the same day they release the movie, and since we've seen the movie technically the day before it opens, and we don't get to hear the music. Sometimes.
So that's not abnormal.
No, like with the Batman, they released that soundtrack like 2 weeks ahead of the film. And so I knew a lot about that before we even started. But this was the first time I'd ever heard this score. I'll be listening to it for sure. Again, because it's just great.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Maybe, I think, better than the movie. I mean, and that's not to cast shade on the movie, because the movie's fine. But
the music was really good.
It was really great.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the movie has has some funny parts. Man, I could not stop laughing during Brad Pitt's scene.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. Phenomenal.
He is like... It seems like Brad Pitt is the type of person, the type of actor with the type of caliber that he has is someone who would think of roles like that to be beneath him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is at least the second time I know of where he was basically a cameo in a movie for a laugh. And that's... awesome.
Funny story about this. So Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock have the same hairstylist. I think that's what it is. And she's actually the one who got them together. Like, she got them to agree to do a cameo and cameo. So Sandra Bullock's going to have a cameo in... what's Brad Pitt's next? Bullet Train? Is that the name of it that's coming out?
Oh, yeah. That looks really good, actually.
Yeah, so Sandra Bullock's in that, but just for a minute. And so he's in her movie, but just for a minute. But man, does he make an impression. And Channing Tatum is actually just as much a part of how good that scene is. Like,
for sure.
Channing Tatum is hilarious in this movie. He's totally playing against type. Like, he's usually the big action star guy, and he's a cover model for this story, right?
He's a big oaf.
He's the cover model for all of her books. And he is not an action star, and I love it. I love his character.
Really funny.
Sandra Bullock is dependable as well, you know, like she's a great actor. She's very funny at parts in this movie.
Sandra Bullock is tied up to the chair during that whole scene too, unable to just do anything. when they're running her in the wheelbarrow or whatever.
And the explosions in the background.
And did you notice Brad Pitt's hair
No.
as he was running? Just absolutely flowing in the wind in the most majestic way. And the whole time, Channing Tatum's also trying to be helpful, and he's just holding her ankle and looks like an idiot.
Oh, yeah, that shot. Oh my gosh, what a shot.
So
With
good.
all the explosions in the background. So everything we've just been describing that we think is so fun is like a 5-minute scene, but it is absolutely the best scene in the film and may just be worth watching the film just for that one scene. It is hysterical. There were plenty of jokes that were not funny, or they thought they were jokes, things that they thought were going to be funny that just fell flat. So, some of the movie is funny, some of it's not. It has some fun.
There's a lot of innuendo in this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of vulgar. She is a smutty romance novelist after all.
It's true. You also will get several close-ups of Channing Tatum's butt.
There's a whole lot of that in this movie, actually. And one scene of very sudden, brutal, and shocking violence.
Which was hilarious.
I laughed so hard, so we were like the only men in the theater. Apparently this is a ladies' movie. But I feel like we were the only ones laughing at that. I think everyone else was sitting there shocked. And I thought it was really funny. Gory, very gory, but funny. As if you are sensitive to any of that, there's a lot of that in this movie, unfortunately.
And to give you context of all of the innuendo, it's basically all for comedy. This moment's for Mom. Don't see this one, Mom. I don't know what really there is to say about this movie beyond what we've said.
Yeah. Should we rate it?
Yeah, time for good, fine, bad.
Good. Fine. Bad. Yeah, that was a load of poop.
What do you think?
I think this movie is fine plus. It's a little... It would have just been fine, except for that scene with Brad Pitt. Because of that scene...
It's a little bit better than fine.
It's a little better than fine.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like this is somewhere between fine and good too. Yeah. Fine and a half.
Fine and a half. I feel like a good rating for me is an automatic recommendation. If I think you should go see this movie, I'm going to say it was good. And so I think, like you said, the movie is kind of vulgar. We're mostly doing these reviews for our family.
Right.
I can't just say it's good. But it was a little bit better than... what was the last movie I gave a fine to? Venom 2? This is better than Venom 2.
I think... Did we give that a fine?
I don't know. Maybe it was bad.
I hope we gave that a bad. Because it's bad. If innuendo for comedy's purpose doesn't bother you, then you're going to love this movie probably. If it does, then you'll probably be uncomfortable for a while.
But it's fine. It's fine. And if you're a Sandra Bullock fan or a Channing Tatum fan, you're going to have a lot to like here.
What'd you think of Daniel Radcliffe?
Daniel Radcliffe is a funny little man. He really is a little person, he's so short.
I feel
so
bad
little.
because none of us can get
Over Harry Potter.
Harry Potter out of our
No.
heads.
Yeah.
And he's a man now.
With a full beard and everything.
I can't grow that beard. That was a great beard. I think he did well in this. I think he did really good. I liked his character a lot. He's the bad guy, but you liked him. He was eccentric, evil, billionaire, silly bad guy. I loved him. It was great.
Yeah, I liked his role too.
What do you do to break out of that? Are there actors who have done that?
I don't know if there are any actors whose first role has been so thoroughly cemented in public consciousness as Daniel Radcliffe's, right? I mean, who else is there out there that's done 8 movies of the most popular literary character that's been written in the last 50 years? You know, that is a really hard thing to break away from. He is nothing like Harry Potter in this movie. But he'll always be, you know, Harry Potter every time I see him.
Next week, we'll be coming back with a review for Morbius, the living Dracula. He is a Dracula, right?
Yes. He is a Dracula.
But he's one of the scary Draculas.
Well, he's also a good guy Dracula, so I love how we're using Dracula instead of vampire.
This is going to upset...
You know, in a fair fight, I think a shark could probably beat a Dracula.
What is that from?
From Pirates Band of Misfits.
Oh my gosh. Come back to see us next week, talk about Morbius. And then, if you're interested in going to see this movie, we probably haven't helped you decide whether or not you want to go see it.
You're welcome.
We have almost nothing to say about this movie. So, you don't have to like this video.
I was going to say, go ahead and like the video in spite of the video. And subscribe to the channel so you can hear us waffle about the next movie we go and see.
Yeah. In fact,
So
you
it's-
can dislike it if you want to. That's fine. I didn't know he was not gonna be in the whole movie. So I was like, this is interesting, this love triangle that they've set up where he is exactly what Channing Tatum wants to be.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do to get, because obviously Channing Tatum is the star with Sandra Bullock, you know?
Right.
So like, I wonder how they're gonna handle this. And while I'm thinking, what are they gonna do with his character? His head explodes all over Channing Tatum. Gets his brains in his mouth and can taste his thoughts.
Oh, man. Obviously, we thought the movie had some funny moments. And you're probably listening to us describe that scene and thinking, you guys are sick.
Anyway, so I guess this was our video. And if we don't see you later, we'll see you in the morning. All right, in case we don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh my gosh.
That was like pulling teeth.
That was hard.
Like sucking sand through a straw. How's my profile? Is this my good side?
Yes.
Or is this my good side? Do I have a good side?
Two fat guys talking in front of a fireplace.